I am here with Tina Murphy, and we're going to start with the implementation section of your questions.
Okay, for the implementation of my project, it was important that I could do something that was comfortable for me as well as hopefully meaningful for my staff and my students. Relationships are the most important thing in terms of moving a school forward with your staff or with your students. So I decided to focus on relationships and the impact that they could have on students' successes, what those successes look differently, what those successes look like could be different. It could be behavioral, it could be academic. We kind of left that wide open. So, in framing my project, I decided to focus in on fourth grade. Fourth grade is a group that the data had been challenging historically. The academic and behavioral data had been challenging historically. So, focused in on a group of students who were struggling. They were lower level kids according to the state testing, and some of them had behavior issues. So I decided to do some surveys with the teachers about how they felt about the kids, just describe them to me, give me words, just very specific words or phrases, and what were the biggest challenges and supports that they look for with those students. And the results of those surveys were surprising. The teachers had very positive things to say, even about some of the most challenging students. So I knew that I was off to a good start. I then incorporated a student survey in which I asked the students when they accomplish a goal, what would they like to have as a reward? And I gave them choices such as playing football one day a week in the morning before school, having the teacher call home, having me call home, helping out with students in a younger grade, and then open-ended. And the responses were very evenly spread between those choices. And so while I fulfilled some of those when the child accomplished the goals, whether the goal be an academic goal of reaching a different level on their ST Math or on their iStation or Common Assessment, or would the goal be getting through a week with no disciplinary problems. The teachers and I would work together on who was going to give them the reward that they had chosen. And then the teachers took those rewards and used them in class, because oftentimes they just wanted to help other kids that were younger, or they wanted a positive phone call home, and those things were so quick and easy, and they benefited everyone involved. Our school is a very needy school. We're a high poverty school, very diverse, and my principal and I both recognize the power of relationships and the power of letting the kids and the teachers and the families know that you care about them. So I think that as much as we could, and still do, it's our way of work, is that we make sure that the teachers have the opportunity to learn and know the students beyond the classroom. We do lots of evening activities, lots of family activities, and we have a great turnout. We do back to school activities where we actually go out into the neighborhood and we go knocking door to door, and we meet families and meet kids before the first day of school and give them backpacks. It has two purposes. Number one is it sees the families see the teachers and the staff of the school out in the neighborhood, and I think that does really good things for the culture of the school. But it also did really good things and has done really good things for the staff, because they were truly able to step into the neighborhoods and see where some of our students are coming from, and it gives them just another layer of a perspective. And I felt like it kind of made an impact on how they deal with students throughout the school year. There is not one specific resource or book that I built from. A lot of the things that you will work on in the Gulf Coast Partnership, those things, that positive way of looking at things, is the way that my principal and I share that point of view. We try to come at things from what we already have going well, instead of always focusing on where we need to catch up. And that's kind of hard, I think, in this profession. So I think that constantly bringing yourself back to what's going good will help you in terms of that final project, and with this way of work. success story, significant success stories, I would say having the students buy in. The student data chats were probably, as most of you have seen the project at this point, the student data chats were powerful in terms of the students sitting across the table from me or sitting at my shoulder and looking at their own individual progress and knowing that, for example, that iStation report, the ISIP report is reset every month, and we reset it bi-weekly actually for progress monitoring, and having students come to me and say, Miss Murphy, can you reset me? I went down a tier, or sitting down and saying they grew this number of points in their overall reading score. Having third and fourth, now we've moved it down to third, fourth, and fifth graders who were in the project last year talk to me about their data, and have that buy-in and ownership. I think that's huge. I think there's a whole lot of work left to be done, but with them even initiating a conversation and wanting to meet with me to discuss the data chats, to discuss their data in the data chats, I think that was a huge success.